Hi, everyone. I have another very special guest here with me today. We were just talking about it. She has been on the program for actually 5 years, and I can't wait to hear about her experience. So, Maria, thank you so much for being here with me today. And if we would just like dive into and kind of take you back to the time when you decided to take the step into the program, what was happening kind of in your life and what were you dealing with and what made you kind of take the decision to step into the program?
Okay. So I was having a lot of trouble with my body, mainly severe lack of energy, and a lot of pain, a lot of physical pain everywhere in my body, nerve pain, inflammation, and this was affecting my life tremendously. I had stopped being able to work, and sort of my everything was diminished in my life.
So your life was a bit shrinking, perhaps.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I couldn't really do most of the things I really wanted to. Yes. So I was having a lot of problems with that.
Yeah.
And I had been trying all sorts of things to increase my well-being, and things generally didn't seem to work for me.
Okay. And somehow, as I remember, didn't you have a lot of also like digestive issues? And
Yes, I had some of them under control because I was already making a lot of changes to my diet.
yeah,
But I had had digestive issues since I was maybe 13.
yeah,
And they had been severe at times, less severe at other times. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it seems that you were kind of not even like just declining, but you were actually a bit on the bottom, like
I was.
energy-wise and yeah.
Energy-wise, pain-wise. I was just sick a lot of the time. It seemed my autoimmune system wasn't working, so I caught every flu,
Yeah.
things like that. I had asthma. Generally, just I'm probably forgetting something.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure if you would dig deep, it would be a long list. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what made you, I mean, like you say, you had tried all kind of things and they didn't give you a lasting effect. Like what was it that kind of gave you this like, okay, now I'm ready to try yet another thing?
So I'd already watched somebody else get their life back with the program. And for a while, I looked at what they were doing and thought it was too difficult. I didn't think I could do it. And I sort of needed to bottom out a bit to just find that I needed to try it. Also, I had this fear because I tried so many things. I had this fear of hoping again.
Yes.
Because so many times I thought I'd found something that would help, and I'd put faith in it, and then it didn't work, and I was devastated again. So I'd been really scared of hoping.
Yes. And this is such a common thing I feel with my students that people have been so often disappointed and devastated. And it is such a courageous step to give hope kind of a chance again.
Yeah, it is.
So it feels like you're setting yourself up for disappointment, even.
Yes,
If
almost.
that is your experience. So
Yes.
it takes really a lot of courage.
I'd come to the place where I had to just accept where I was.
Yeah.
And just let go of any hope. And I sort of approached the program. I thought maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I'm going to give it everything.
Yeah, yeah.
No matter what comes out of it,
Yeah.
And just one day I just realized that it might be difficult to make more changes, but it wouldn't be as difficult as the status quo.
Yeah.
Pretty
And like you say, like it was so much when I was the sickest, it was so much like repeated message from my doctors. It's like, don't press yourself for finding a solution. You have an incurable diseases and like you just have to learn to live with it and try to find the value and happiness in that. But like in your case as well, there was so little left, like there was so little energy, so little time. So of course it is to kind of find somehow peace in your situation if you have no hope of getting better is like the way to go.
Yeah.
But
And also I think finding peace in the situation is one of the things I needed to do to find the energy to try something new.
Yes.
So I went there from a place of acceptance and not from a place of fear.
Yeah, fear.
I didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like you so beautifully say, then you are at the place of like, okay, no matter if there's just like whatever I will gain, it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
It's okay if not.
Yes.
So yeah,
Exactly.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so can you go back and do you remember like how long it took you to start to see some inklings of change or?
Yes, some changes just within the first month.
Oh wow.
Within the first 3 months, definite changes.
Yeah.
Just around 2 or 3 months in the program, I went on a trip to Nepal with my friends, and we had like a schedule every day of things. This had been in the works for a long time, and I knew I would have to skip so many of the things because I wouldn't be able to keep up with them. So we had arranged that I could, rest here and there. But then we went on the trip and I took part in everything. And it was such a testament to the changes that had already happened that
just
I
like
didn't miss
goosebumps.
out on anything. The
Wow.
only thing I decided not to do was a 7-hour hike.
Yeah.
I decided, okay, I'll skip that one just in case, went on a shorter one.
Wow.
Yes.
What a great way to feel the difference and being able to celebrate.
Yes. And also very luckily in Nepal, staying on the program wasn't an issue.
No, it's actually a bit easier, right?
It was so easy. I just,
all the
I had
beautiful
no
fresh produce and oh wow, that's and how is it like, what was it that you started? Do you remember what was like the first things you started to notice a change?
Probably the nerve pain.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of nerve pain and it would just come out of the blue.
Yeah.
And I would just have to endure it. And that stopped, can't tell you in how many weeks, but within the first 3 months, that was gone completely.
Wow.
And it still doesn't happen anymore.
That's
and this
amazing.
was something
because
that happened every day.
Yeah. Wow.
And the energy, because I remember thinking like prepping with the food, just prepping to be something stuck with me, something somebody told me a long time ago. What was it? Fail to plan, plan to fail.
Yeah.
If I fail to plan, I will fail because I need to have a plan. I can't be somewhere really hungry with nothing but a petrol station with sandwiches. I need to have a plan for this. So I was prepping a lot. I remember prepping, liking it and thinking, I have energy to prep.
Yes.
It's like all the time that goes into the prepping, it's
Mhm.
not time that I didn't have.
No.
It's because I had energy that I didn't have before
Yeah.
to do
And then
that.
it becomes joyful.
It
Like,
becomes joyful. And I realized that I have more free time than
yeah.
I did before I started doing all the prepping, because it gives me the energy to be doing things.
Yes.
I don't need to. I used to have to lie down every day for a long time. I
Mhm.
used to have to just sort of compartmentalize the day and lie down in between.
Yeah.
Sometimes a big part of the day had to be lying down.
Mhm.
And so standing upright in the evening, cooking food was something I hadn't been able to do for a very long time.
Yeah. And it is like yeah, because I know so much, like there are so many people that come to me in this position, and it is so important to find ways to ease the work in the beginning and simplify, exactly because like we have to of course have the energy to really do like fully what we want to be doing, but thankfully the program will get us there.
Yeah.
And
And of course, being a part of a group that everybody is putting in their ideas, so you get so many ideas on how to simplify and make it easier, that helps a lot. So the
yeah,
program itself is one huge thing, but the community is also very important.
yeah, it is. And how is it for you, kind of like, could you imagine where you would be and how you're living your life? Like what has really changed for you today? Like,
Okay. Wow. I can work.
yeah.
My business is going well. I can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to make any money
No.
at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's working very well. I'm doing a lot more than I could.
Mm-hmm.
I can hike,
Yeah.
which is something I really love to do. I never have to not show up when my friends are doing something. I can always go.
Yeah.
I can do things with my kids and my family that I used to have to stay behind and rest while they did things.
Yeah. Right.
Always having to choose which part of what we're doing will I participate in, and which parts will I have to let them go and do without me because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of the picture now. I have a grandbaby. I can babysit.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. And I can do things like that I couldn't for a long time.
Yeah. It is such amazing. Thank you for sharing this. And thank you for allowing us to peek into your reality, because it just like, it's so beautiful to hear you describe this, because you're kind of saying like that you gained basically your life back.
I did.
And for a person that said, I couldn't and I hadn't done for long just to cook for my family in the evening.
Yeah.
And it's the person now going on hikes. That says like a lot.
It
So
does.
so what would you kind of tell a person that would maybe be in similar situation as you were? Would you like, what kind of advice would you give that person if she would be kind of thinking about like maybe taking the step and doing the program?
I would say just go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think for me, the saddest thing would be to go half in a program like this, put in a lot of work, but not all the work and not get all the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I would always say go all in, try doing it completely
Yeah.
for at least 3 months, half a year.
Mhm.
And just because it's things that seem difficult
Mhm.
often are more easy than not doing them.
Yeah.
And that's what, I mean, it looked difficult to me before I started, before I just kind of found the will to go all in.
Mhm.
But it ended up being so much easier than anything was before.
Yeah. And this is such a an important thing to for me to hear also, because I've always been like giving the message that this is not easy. Like we have to work, we have to do the program. It's like it's kind of learning to walk again. Like we have to learn new materials and all kind of things. So I'm always telling people that so much. And
Yeah.
I'm now getting the feedback from my kind of the last year or so that my students are coming to me and said, this is actually way more easy than I thought it would be.
It
Because
is.
I'm always telling them like,
Yes.
and making sure that they know that this
Mhm.
takes work. This is no like magic of snapping finger or taking a magic pill.
It's not.
You have to work for the progress.
Yeah. And there's also the thought that there's always a solution, you
Yeah.
know, because I go to a restaurant and I ask, do you have something that fits with this
Yeah.
criterion? They would say, no,
Yeah.
I don't. And I'd say, well, I look at the menu. What is it in this one that doesn't fit? It's the sauce. Can we skip the sauce? Do you have something else instead? And they're like, yes. So we can almost always figure something out.
Yeah.
It's a question of the state of mind, just being open to trying to do things differently, you know?
Yeah. And it is like some people feel that's intimidating and thinking like, oh, I get attention. I'm like asking for like something specific for me, and it can be something that we have to overcome. But
Definitely.
just think about like if you would have severe symptom of like just diabetic or whatever, you choose differently. You ask maybe for assistance because like your health really matters, and it
Yes,
does in this case as well, right?
it does. And it's a question of people are so often afraid of being a burden on somebody else. Like, is it difficult
Yeah.
to ask me to dinner?
Mhm.
Is it difficult? Things like that. And that's why when I get asked to dinner to someone I don't know, doesn't know me well enough, I'd say, I'm a bit problematic. Can I bring something?
Yeah.
And I'll just bring something that I can eat. For
Yeah.
instance, I can always do that. And
Mhm.
the fear of disappointing someone or
Mhm.
making someone feel that this is too hard or something, you know, I quickly came to the conclusion that I cannot keep disappointing myself in order to not disappoint someone else.
Yes. Because you would carry the burden
I
for
would
the
always
next
carry it. Yes.
days or weeks if
Yes.
you would be kind of thinking of how you could make their life easy, but
Yeah.
then you would be really paying a heavy price yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's really says it all. If you really recommend people to take the step and do the work, that means that, and you probably, like you say, like you have experienced, you know, but at the same time you have also witnessed others do the
Yeah.
like you were saying, you are in a community of others. So
Yeah.
that, of course,
And that's
like I said,
remarkable to see. And there's so much because all of us, you know, we have ideas and we make new things and we share them. So it makes things
yeah,
easier
yeah,
to be a part of a community and to have access to other people's experience.
yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah, and just belonging. It is so important to belong to, like, otherwise to stand somehow alone, either with our health issues or like if we master and stay on a program like this, we are so much like alone with our challenges. So it is so important to be surrounded with people that have the same things to consider and
Very important.
yeah, ease the
Mhm.
path for each other.
Yeah, and to have that sanctuary to go,
Yeah,
to take whatever comes up, to take it there.
yeah.
And
So
then
yeah,
and then the environment gets used to this. I mean, my whole environment is used to people don't feel silly asking me, can you eat this?
yeah.
Or, it's just it's not an issue anymore.
No,
Everybody sees that I'm doing better, of course. They understand.
yeah, and then the people wanna
Of
support that.
course, they want to support that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's amazing. So Maria, it has been really pleasure, of course, being able to witness your journey and really have you here to share it with us. So thank you so much and
Thank
for
you.
giving us your time. Bye.